Yeah, with the going back to one of the performance style, they look at
back in a best of one scenario. Vitality, obviously, that's their preferred map. Do we see it going that way against a team like North, though, Duncan?
That's the problem. Just because they have literally lost to North already on it in the past, and like I said, Alex sounds like he's moving away from it a little bit. I think for this particular matchup, I think you avoid it personally. So I think it's more likely you go more towards the middle. Maybe you end up in Inferno. An interesting map they both could agree to play is Overpass, obviously. That's maybe just not something, I don't know if I would want to play against them, but then again, I saw this team, Vitality, lose Overpass to Greyhound.
They weren't in a very good spot, were they?
Just before we get to that veto, though, we did have a chance to sit down with Alex. I'm curious to hear what he had to say to James Banks, because obviously one touching point, which we'll get to, was the interview at the end of the last stage with MBK, where it sounded like he was more talking to his teammates than to the audience. So this will give us a bit more of an indication of what the in-game leader thinks. Alex was with Banks earlier on.
I've got Alex with me from Vitality, and you guys did make it through, just about by the skin of your teeth when it came to it. But what's the feeling? I'm guessing relieved?
Relieved for sure. We made it through. That's all that counts, really. So it doesn't matter how we get here as long as we're here.
Good attitude to have going into it. But you guys were one of the heavy favourites. You were also the highest. Now your opponent's going to be North this time around. How do you feel going into that matchup?
It's going to be fun because we play them quite a lot. I think we lost our opening match to them at DreamHack Masters, Dallas, I think, on Overpass. We know that they're a good team, a very structured team, and if we play to our proper standard, then we'll be better than them, but we can't let them back into the game because it's like the Danish thing, they just never give up and they're relentless, and if you give them a chance, then they'll take it.
So what's the one thing that you'd worry about most with North then? Because for me, when I look at that you two teams, you're quite evenly matched in the sense of that sometimes we see you guys do very well, sometimes it's not so much there, but theirs at least is a mentality issue that they've admitted to. So is that something you can exploit at all?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's just a case of if we play as we should, then we should win. And if we don't, then I mean, either we'll get smashed or it'll be a tight game. It's just how it is for us. We just have to play well and we'll win.
Wait a second. Either you'll get smashed or you'll play a tight game, so you can't smash them?
I think because the way that they play is it's hard to just like outright smash them. You can't like just 16-0 them. I don't think they've been 16-0'd or 16-5 recently. I'd have to check, but I just think it's just they're pretty smart and they've got good players, so it's just hard to steamroll them. So yeah.
I respect the honesty. Good luck for tomorrow, mate.
Thank you.
And honesty certainly hasn't been a problem for them. White jersey for the interview, back to the black, maybe back to winning ways, but they both admit to problems.
Yeah, exuding confidence right there towards the end of that interview. Alex, just quickly before this veto finishes, Zaiwu, KD differential. 102 maps played with that entire squad.
So this isn't even just like a one bad tournament. This is by default. They do not put the frags on the board. They just happen to have the best fragger in the game, arguably, at the moment.
This looks like it's still going to go. Okay.
There we go. Here's the thing. Like I said before, if you just think it through, right? Vitality's lost in Overpass recent matches, including to North. They've lost on Dust 2 to North. With the way their map pools go, they actually ban towards opposite ends. So basically, neither team really thinks they're gods on Inferno. It's just where they're going to meet and say, well, there's no obvious disadvantage.
North always seem to have a lot of pocket strats on this map, right? They can always pull out one or two executes to get them into a cheeky round if they need, but Kirby is definitely going to need to continue being the factor that he was during the initial stage. AZ needs to step up, and then I think the player that we want to see activate a little bit more has to be Yugi. Inferno, maybe not the map, but this stage of the tournament, he needs to be a different player.
Yeah, he certainly wasn't as, I guess, influential in the first portions of the event. I thought it was going to go to Dust 2 for a minute, so it is interesting we end up on Inferno. I think for North's sake, obviously they banned it, so they feel the same way. That's probably a little bit more even for them, as you say.
Listen, for North, they're loving it. Like, it's actually the win rate that's the highest is on this map. It's just the problem is you look at who they've beaten, like, no offense to Crazy, but Crazy's one of the best teams they've beaten on the map. So they're not exactly beating the teams that Vitality's playing. So for me, yeah, certainly you like it if you're North. Then there's the whole issue with Vitality, though, where You might have heard, I've mentioned it many times, the one map that supposedly NBK called the T-side of, unlike Alex, was Inferno. I was told recently by them he doesn't call that T-side anymore.
Yeah, well, this is curious, right? When we had the interview the other day with NBK after they'd qualified, he had said they'd gone back to sharing in-game leadership roles. So who knows what's going on in that Vitality camp at the moment?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they start this portion. If they can get a start with a 1-0 at the new Legend stage, it might give them a bit of breathing space. Maybe they'll come into their own. But I've got to press for predictions. I know best of ones are a bit tricky, but Duncan, where are you leaning?
I think I'll take North on this one. Screw it. I'm going to say that if they get the upset, I think they can do it.
Yeah, North 2, let's go.
All right, there's a lot of people that had North as 3-0 in their pick'ems, so I'm sure there's lots of people that would love that. We've brought in the Tier 1 talent for the Major, not just Duncan, because now it's time to get into this one with the Creamy Bears. It's Jason and Anders.
Well, thank you so much, Matt. We are ready with the game here. It's Vitality and North, and I'm so ready for this one. I think it's going to be a great game. I wish it was a best of 3, but best of 1 will do it, and they're pushing up right behind Banana and the whole North team getting shot in the back. Apex to open it up, taking down Gade, and they're in so much trouble right now, getting crunched. They're absolutely just stuck in the corner. They should not be making it out of this one, surely.
It's actually impressive they've got it to this point, but they're still boxed in, and Apex has no idea both of them are there. Volde down to 66, but there's just no escape. You can't go forward, you can't go backwards, and that is a nice aggressive push from Vitality, a statement in the pistol round, and they come out on top. Apex with 4 kills.
That's a great way to get a game started. You got both sides of the baguette, and you've got the Danish bacon in the middle. What a tasty treat to begin with.
It's like I want to say. I mean, this is obviously a really cool call on the pistol round on the CT side, which we see frequently to kind of help set the pace. But I can't help but feel that that's a pistol round that's a bit mismanaged from North, just because all 5 players get so boxed in, right? The one player goes down a T ramp, and then there's no options. There's no way to recover from that situation except to just get fortunate and win the fights.
It's almost like the other option would have been to make an incredibly quick call to just rush Banana. Just say, listen, we're sandwich, just go, like run somewhere. This time we're adding to the ridiculous score that we were just mentioning on the desk. It seems like that's just going to continue. I love it, though. Personally, I'm a big fan of it.
I think everyone's a big fan of it, except unless you're one of the other 4 Vitality players, because I think that just shows that the one constant you have in this run of good form is ZywOo going crazy, and I think you have to be worried about what if he has an off game. That's always the big question that we have with teams like Vitality that have that one such a strong player. Simple as like that with Na'Vi as the slack.
Just embrace it. Like, make sure like you wake up, you give him like a neck massage, you get him treats, he
gets any breakfast he wants.
Yeah.
Eggs Benedict.
Whatever.
If he wants it, you go find it. You find that hollandaise sauce.
Absolutely, just go for it. Like, they're not even players, they're just sort of like, managers of his, just,
It's ZywOo and 4 managers.
Exactly, just make sure things are all right. It's fine. I think that's fine, Sure, it's got like an element of risk, but when it's working, it is exciting.
Anders trying to break the mold of professional Counter-Strike.
Listen, it's been done in the past, right? Like, teams have been built around this concept. Actually, French teams especially. Remember when Kenny was in that position? When it was like, well, let's just get Kenny to like the maximum level.
Right. Here's the problem with it is name one top team in the world in the past 2 years who's been able to do it with any kind of
It didn't work with Kenny either.
No, it didn't really work with Kenny, even when he was the best.
I'm just saying it's been tried, and it's failed.
And we're still going back to it. Molotov at top, Banana and Apex with the SMG. Oh, that's right through the smoke, and that's actually the 4 player. Alex has got to be that's frustrating.
Yeah, you don't want to see that happen. Obviously, the power of that AK-47. Quick kill. And they're actually going to stick 2 people on Banana. They just found out. The smoke went away. They just realized, I think, that there's nobody left on Banana right now, so they're going to start to rotate back. In fact, they're going to be pretty quick with this rotation. I still might not be in time. North are right on the edge of being able to attack this bomb site. They're taking a long time, though. What a good call from Vitality right now.
Yeah, it really was. And actually, North had a great one, but they've missed the timing for it. They're looking to punish the rotations. You can see they just wanted the control. And actually, ZywOo going to get aggressive now, perhaps waiting for a flashbang. Going to turn the corner. That's Gade with no idea. ZywOo's still alive, but blinded. And AZ knows there's one in Cubby. He just doesn't have the HP to take that fight. He's got to hide for now, and the SMG's not able to get it done. Volde in the open, and it's just Apex lying in wait.
Wow, I'm shocked that they're not doing a better job here, Vitality. They had the perfect call, 4 people at the A-bomb side. They knew what was coming, but it was almost like North slowed it down, and Vitality wanted to keep fighting.
Well, it's a really cool call from Valda, reading the game very, very well. Once you get that kill in Banana, it's lucky, but then you feel the push from Apex, and you say, okay, there's a good chance there's 3 players to start up Banana, so get up mid, get that control, and not even pressuring the bomb site, just waiting for the rotations to come in. They could have actually hit that a bit faster, but I think the big thing, even with Vitality's call on the rotation over, all 4 players there at the end, just too many SMGs. You just don't have the firepower.
Yeah. And I mean, I still wonder if it wouldn't have been better if they had then waited a bit. I guess maybe that's scary to do when you've got everybody at A. Maybe that's what sort of caught them off guard a bit. Regardless, they have an AWP and a couple of M4s. But then the CC and the FAMAS, that could be an issue. Although it is Inferno, so close range with the CC, you never know.
It could do some weird things.
Do you still call it CC when we're in Berlin?
I think we have to go to, I think it's switched to CZ.
CZ,
I don't mind doing that. That seems to be, that's fine with me.
Okay, gotta respect all the local
but
stuff.
We're in America. We call it CZ.
All right.
We'll have to adapt.
Fine, I'm all right with that. NBK and RPK playing over by the pit, and those are the only two players at the bomb side right now. So at least they'll save all the cool guns. But don't think this pit, double pit position is going to be working out for them.
Would be phenomenal if they're able to. ZywOo rotating over with the AWP, but he's going to be the sole player, so he's got to be cautious as he comes through CT spawn towards library. KRB waiting behind this smoke, or the Molotov, excuse me. But ZywOo's actually found himself in a great position. They're going to walk right into his crosshair, a tag through the wall, and there's that CZ. You mentioned it, close range. NBK is the headshot, but ZywOo still under so much pressure, and Volva didn't expect the re-aggression. And it's 2-1, but a two-man advantage for Vitality.
What a huge rotation coming out of ZywOo there in the library. That's going to make a big difference now. Down to 25 seconds. It's RPK and NBK still in the pit waiting, and they've really not been pressured all that much. AZ hoping for a chance, just seeing the head there of RPK, but can't really find it. Now they're running out of time, and NBK going to get one kill, stolen that AK-47, and this is a huge problem for North now. 10 seconds, and Gade not even going to be landing on the ground there. The bomb is down, sure, but Yugi in trouble. 1 versus 3, trying to crouch past that scary all on its own. Gonna go for the fight here and takes the face right off of Alex, and both coming through the smoke at the same time. He's gonna stand up, take one more kill, and now back to a one-on-one, but he can't finish the job. It's so close, but Apex will take him down, and that's a surprisingly good round for Vitality.
Yes, I mean, he's really Yugi taking real big advantage of ZywOo taking the blind shot. That is, those are big, big kills, because as you can see, Vitality 4-spot into this. The money isn't there, so even in loss, that's actually a pretty good round for North with that plant. They can buy up again, and they can try and punish this economy one more time. Vitality on the verge of being reset. Unfortunately for Yugi, that blind shot right there, as he comes through the smoke, allowed Yugi to get aggressive.
Interesting turn of events. 5th round now going to be coming up, and I don't know. It felt to me like the opportunity or the opening at the A-bomb side was so much greater that I thought North would have run that down no problem, but ZywOo in library, and then NBK, as you said, with the CC over on the other side, or C said, that was good.
Fumbling with it, with your own language.
Yeah, listen, I've given up.
Well, this is a very important round to kind of show us how the first half of this map is going to play out. Vitality can win this and sustain. I mean, neither team has any money built up behind this, so if North is able to win, the defense is going to have to save. Going to have a huge impact. AZ going to take point as Alex rotates back. The only defender at this B bomb site, and this is a perfect call for North. The contact play, but the smoke just scares him off it for just a little bit longer.
Look at the setup in middle for CT side. I mean, if anybody tries to get there, that's going to be a problem. ZywOo going to be picking up the first kill on Gade. That's a good start, and now that means they can start to rotate. North already realizing it, trying to get in there quick, but they run into the fire, and Apex spraying down on top. That was Alex getting a couple of assists there, and Kirby the last one left, and that was the first kill that they picked up. So good opportunity for North, I would say. Again, they had everybody outside of B. Pretty good timing on getting that rush, but just the combination of fire and bullets was a bit too much.
That smoke that Alex throws early in the round just to delay things a bit longer is huge. Kirby even had that smoke. You can see it plumed in CT spawn. That could have helped them cross as well, but it wasn't used. And now Kirby just has to hope he can take weapons away. That smoke is going to be annoying, denying more information and more vision, although the footsteps are going to give things away. But I don't know what his play is here to try and win this round, and RPK's got him on the other side as he comes out of the smoke. 4-1 in the favor of Vitality, and finally a little bit of breathing room as well.
That's really interesting. I mean, normally I would have said if you have 4 people at top mid and the rest of the T side is basically in banana ready to go on B, and they just go for it, that's at least they get the bomb plant down, surely, right?
Right, but you could see, part of it, I think Alex played that round so perfectly. That smoke, obviously, it's a delay, but then when you have that stack in mid, you can see Vitality, you can't just keep that the whole round. You have to at some point of information. So ZywOo, after he's not really feeling a whole lot of pressure, you have an AWPer of that caliber, he gets aggressive, finds the pick and middle, and then he sees that it's clear. And then you immediately get the rotation. Alex throws up the follow Molotov, which they end up having to run through because they know they need to take advantage. And that smoke you could see there just comes in way too late.
I was going to say, that's really uncommon, right? Like, probably that smoke towards CT spawn over at B is like the most common one on this map, surely.
I think it's a little bit of panic of North realizing, okay, well, now they know that middle is clear. We don't have any options. We have to go forward. And I think just, that extra 2 seconds might have actually saved the day, but you can't know that in the heat of the moment.
Yeah. That's really rough. 4-1, though, for Vitality is a pretty good look early on. The Eagles all across the board except for Gade on the north side of things. And Vitality, I mean, I think a lot of people were really let down during the last stage, just expecting more out of them. And I think North probably surprised a couple of people. So this seems like more what you would maybe expect if you hadn't been watching last week.
Well, I think also, well, last week was a weird one, and you hope that you're not overreacting based on the Vitality we saw there, because obviously there's a much better, a much higher level that they're able to reach. That it was worrying signs. All that matters is that they qualified and get to the next stage and get to try and redeem those performances. What was it, the white jerseys they didn't like? I think it was.
Could be. A change of clothes just makes all the difference. I mean, worth trying anything at this point. Apex, just a brilliant flashbang to shut him down inside. We're going to get caught as well. That's AZ with 2 big openings, and he wanted to continue. Yugi will pick it up, and now it's on NBK, and buying time here is really going to be a little bit critical. Alex is nearby as well, and now North have slowed it down, hoping for Vitality to make a mistake, for somebody to run into it. Yugi going to pick up that kill too, and they know just going to be Alex left. In fact, I think he makes a bit of noise, and Valdez got the angle. If not that, he would have been able to shoot him in the back, surely. That's a bit of a shocking round there.
Botched defense on that rap side. ZywOo is overexposed, couldn't get back into cover, but the big thing was that pop flash for Apex to peek out of the cubby comes while the smoke is still up. So it's actually useless, the flashbang.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
The follow-up one comes in from Valda, obviously, and that's a double kill for AZ. Those are some sick shots even on top of that.
And the second one even went through the wall, didn't it? So, a much-needed round out of the North team, and it actually happens at a point in the game where Vitality don't even have the money to rebuy, so what a time to pull that one out. That's going to be... That could have a pretty big impact on this first half.
It's huge, because, I mean, that was, like I said, that was the breathing room for Vitality, was the money they built up, the maybe easier, or what should have been an easier time against the Deagles and Pistols, but obviously North with a great round. Smoke towards rap side in middle. That'll block off RPK and NBK. But they have enough money for the next round buy for the CT side to be pretty strong. I think they can get back onto this relatively quickly. This isn't like a disaster that's going to take them a long time, a lot of rounds to get back into.
No, I agree, and
it's not as crippling as North might have liked.
No, and I think again, we've seen some teams go for some pretty crazy runs on T-side Inferno, so I'm not sure that that Vitality are actually going to be panicking at any point soon, but...
Well, the good T-sides on Inferno, right, are always when you take advantage of a stronger economy, and you're just able to kind of roll with it. So we'll see if North is able to kind of pull that off. As I said, the buy in the next round for Vitality it's not going to be... I mean, it's going to be a little bit weaker, but it's still going to be pretty powerful.
It could open. I mean, we'll see how the grenade situation is in the next round for the defending side, but it certainly can open up a lot of options for taking banana control easier when you're on the North team. You just don't have to worry about the
nade dump from 3 players.
Endless. I've actually been rewatching just a lot of Inferno demos specifically recently, and sometimes I'm just kind of shocked at how many grenades are exchanged over at Banana. I mean, you know that, but when you sort of go back and really just look for that thing alone, and you're like, first of all, how many rounds? It does it, nothing. Where it's like, everybody knows where to stand. And some rounds, it's just a lottery. Everyone's just participating in that for a while.
Even if you don't get damage, it does something, right? Because it's the mental thing of suddenly being like, oh, I just heard them throw like 5 nades in 4 seconds over at Banana. So next time we want to take Banana, we have to deal with that. It is a little bit of the mental aspect of it. 4-3 as North close the gap. We'll see what kind of buy Vitality is going to come out with. They could actually choose, if they wanted to go for the really conservative economic play, they could go for a half buy. Upgraded pistols, light armor, maybe a few smokes, and then just make sure that when it's tied up at 4-4, going into round number 10 or round number 9, that you have everything you could possibly want. That's the decision they've actually gone with. 5 HE grenades, 3 armor on Alex, ZywOo, and Apex, and the upgraded pistols.
I mean, you love the grenades. See if they're all going to connect. A lot of damage early on. In fact, there's still one more left. Maybe they could do something here. A couple of return kills from Yugi and AZ, and yeah, it seems like it was a bit of a chance, maybe. I don't know. One more grenade connects, and maybe they get the kill on Yugi, and that could have been an opening. It's a shame they couldn't get the rest in. Still.
I wonder if North have the information, because 2 nades were thrown down Banana. It was pretty much the same time as the nades thrown down mid when they were also dealing with that attack, so they might not have noticed it, but that should let them know where the positions of these last 2 players were just a little bit ago. But either way, 5-on-2, and you know you're against pistols. Might as well take things easy.
No reason to make any really serious mistakes either. This time they threw the smoke, so
that helps.
It does make a big difference.
Well, as this round kind of comes to a close, you want to talk? You were very happy about that Nitro interview earlier when they were playing.
Yeah, I was. that really got me in the right mood. Like, I wasn't really sure where, how this day was going to turn out, and the Nitro referred to Crazy as Nico's cousin's team, and I just thought that was amazing. Like, that's especially because that game got kind of close. Like, part of me wished that they just lost the game because it would be so funny just to, like, we're not even sure they are, but I think they're Nico's cousin's team, aren't they?
I'm pretty sure Nico's cousin is on that squad.
Like, we don't even know who he is, just apart from the fact that he's, Nico's cousin.
I hope I'm not wrong about this, as it is an interview at the major.
Yeah, so I'm up for calling them that in the future. I think Nico's cousin's team is a pretty good team name overall. And
NCT.
Yeah, exactly. You've got a great
got a good
acronym,
going on. Just a 3-letter acronym as well.
Got to make sure you sign Hunter forever though, like a 15-year contract, like sort of Scientology lengths of contracts going on, but yeah, I mean, otherwise I think it's pretty good. That did make me
unreasonably happy.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Did put a smile on your face. That and the Elige picture.
Well, any picture of Elige, honestly, will give you. But that one is a classic. Happy. We've got some things out there to work with, some raw material.
Got a lot of material.
Obviously very excited as well at the fact that Duncan is here. That was, I didn't even know about that. Like that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I only found that out like yesterday or something. Someone said like, oh, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kept a secret, that one. Tight-lipped.
Yeah, but that's always good news. Universally good news, I think.
Oh, yeah.
4-4, and the 9th round now starting, and did have a double save situation there for Vitality. They tried with the grenades last round, it did not work out, and now we'll see what they could do. AWP, they've got a lot of stuff to work with here, and not going to be pouring a lot of grenades into Banana. Actually, neither team are.
A new look at the defense, not necessarily the manpower, but yeah, not as many smokes thrown deep. ZywOo holding the angle, but the Molotov going to force him back. He's going to get away. Shows presence and immediately rotates away. Although AZ doesn't hear the footsteps, so the information isn't there. This time, Caribbean much more aggressive and poking into this A bomb site, finds NBK. Immediate headshot in the cleanup spray as well. It's 1 man down for Vitality at the A bomb site, which is probably going to force them to lean ZywOo in this direction.
Yeah, still with that shaky spray aim that he's got, that I think more and more people have been complaining about. I was noticing Richard and Duncan were both complaining about it in one of those episodes. So
there's an old Source player who used to do that, Pex. Remember him from the old Team Dynamic? That won pretty much everything in North American Source.
The reason why it slightly triggers me is that it used to be like a feature of certain kinds of like recoil hack in 1.6. so it always, when I was like, no, what? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he can unlearn it at some point. I wonder what that would do if that would improve things. Maybe we'll never know. 30 seconds left on the clock, and they are still posturing it top mid with 2 players, but it feels like they might end up at this B-bomb side, in which case there's a great stack going on here for the French side. It's going to be ZywOo to open up on gate, and they're kind of committed to it. Only 20 seconds left. Valde, I don't think they actually have time to run back. No. This is very, very close. It takes like 19 seconds, I think, to get the full distance, and RPK stopping Kirby in the middle. Now they're really in trouble. You see the clock running down. 8 seconds. Maybe they can just, if they just run on there and just plant it right away. No, they needed the last couple of seconds. What a devastating way to lose a round.
That's one of the most North rounds I've seen in a long time. That is like the epitome. Where they had what, a man advantage? They were in a 5-on-4 and they lose to the time. They didn't actually get to accomplish anything. As soon as they go to hit, it's Vitality who are the ones being proactive on the map, actually trying to get things done, rotating 2 extra players over towards the B bomb site, trusting RPK alone at A. That Molotov just really stopped them in their tracks.
Yeah, that worked out exceptionally well. It's kind of, if you have 2 people that far into top mid, I feel like you almost, either you're trying to split the B bomb side or they need to get more information or something.
They weren't doing anything, were they?
They weren't really doing anything.
They weren't pressuring towards Rap side, as you mentioned, if it was going to be a split. They weren't throwing their nades to kind of, confuse or block off RPK or force him into some kind of a decision. So
they weren't even like drawing Saiwu back, right? Like, at least if they could have got him back to Arch, maybe.
Any kind of presence, yeah. Maybe it takes that 3rd player away from the B bomb site. Regardless, 4-5. North still with a very strong purchase, and due to the fact that they didn't really lose a whole lot of players in that previous round, they have a lot of money.
Well, how about auto shotgun being picked up by MBK? It's not bad. Not bad at all. Oh.
You liking the auto shotgun? We've been seeing a lot of it recently.
I think it's just always funny. Like, whether it works or not, it
creates great moments.
Yeah, just some intrinsic comedy. Value to that kind of thing. A really close range. It's absolutely going to shut down Kirby. Gade with a beautiful double return, though, will leave Saiwu alone close range with the AWP. He's just going to take down Yugi. He's got no fear at all, does he?
He wasn't even scoped.
Nope.
Wasn't even scoped. Didn't care whatsoever. And yeah, Saiwu going to put a stop to that. It looked like North wanted to really take advantage and pick up the pace. I like this play from Apex. Get aggressive in lane, go find some information. Waiting for the flashbang. There's the turn. Blind player out in the open. It's a bomb as well. What a huge piece of teamwork from Apex and Saiwu. And now they can sink back into the bomb site. They don't actually have to cover that. They don't really have the manpower to be that overextended. But they have the information.
And Alex playing it very defensively over on the B side. Just doesn't want to give anything away. Saiwu going to be going down. That's AZ picking it up. And now for the fight here. Apex long range spray. And that's a huge fight to be winning. 45 seconds here for Valor to get the bomb down, which he's going to do immediately, and actually fakes it out a little bit there with a pistol, which he's not picked up a second one, so might want to be careful just in case. Apex at the corner, and Valde doing a fair bit of damage. He's going to go down to Alex. The rotation, very quick indeed, and they're going to be winning the round Vitality, which I think at this point, I don't know, it's such an even game. I don't know who's winning this right now.
Right, well, especially because I think the thing that keeps North in this is their economy. They have so much money built up despite the fact that they've, lost the previous 2 rounds, one of them to Timer, where they didn't even get the bonus money. They just have a lot of cash built up, so they can, in some ways, afford this loss and still be able to fight. Vitality gets away with one a little bit there. Saiwu getting out of pit. That's such a strong position with the AWP to give up when you don't have information of where players are. You know the bomb's down in mid, right?
Yeah.
But obviously punished by that last player towards the end of Hulls. That was Kirby who came out late. 6-4. Oh, still in Saiwu hands. Yugi has one as well, and he's going to peek down mid. He's going to get aggressive, actually, towards ult mid. There's going to be no one there. It's a full play towards the B bomb site, and there's the utility dump. You hear the footsteps, just throw everything you got, make sure they stop.
But look at MBK. He's also checking out second mid now, so they really know that nobody's here, which is why they're rotating Saiwu over yet again. North look like they're going to go for a full B execute, which I guess they could smoke off Saiwu, but he's one of those players that might just try and challenge it, or at least try and get a shot or 2 through the smoke. We'll see how it goes here. Over a minute left, and they just rush right onto the side. Apex to open it up with the defense, taking down Gade, and this is looking very good at the moment. AZ almost getting shot in the face. They're taking so much damage here on the Danish side, and they still need to make their way in. The full rotation is here. Everybody from the Vitality side showing up, and no entry whatsoever for North. Yugi, the last one left, trying to do a bit of damage, but he's going to get shut down too. That was the dream defense for Vitality, wasn't it? Like, you know where they are, you get all the info on the other side, you call everybody in. Beautiful.
Their defense is being very mobile at the moment, like rotating. They've been doing it all half, and it's really catching North off guard. That's been the hardest thing, is North not really knowing or understanding where the rotations are coming from on the CT side. Always stacked up is Vitality at the point of attack, which is crazy how consistent they've been with it. That run for North, it felt weird, because when they throw that smoke, I thought they were going to try and just go for a plant in the front of the bomb site, right? And then you kind of back away. But when they don't get that, and you just have 3 to 4 players just boxed into water and like nowhere to go, you can't actually attack the bomb site because of your own smoke, really. Then it's just you're susceptible to every nade that's thrown into the sky. Every nade gets peppered, or it's grilled towards water.
feel like when you have that many players at Banana and really nobody to even see that they're sort of checking second mid or anything like that, it's sort of doubly bad, right? Because not only do they know where you are, but also you don't know that they know. So you're just attacking the bomb site thinking, it's going to be just a perfectly normal, maybe they have 2, maybe 3, but you don't even realize how many people are going to be there, because at least if you saw that if they'd seen MBK up in the apartments that he was checking second mid, they'd be like, all right, hold on, the game is up, they know where we are more or less.
And I think North, they've done that twice now if you go back to the pistol round as well, where they have 4 to 5 players committed in Banana really early on, and those contact plays at B haven't helped them at all, partially because of the aggressive defense that Vitality has had. They keep finding the information. That time NBK clearing out alt mid just knows that there's going to be emphasis towards the B bomb site for that moment.
Yeah, and last time it was Saiwu getting a kill in the middle with the AWP, I think, and then they just start rotating. So yeah, some pretty good defense for Vitality so far.
Yeah, you've run that pretty much 3 times, I guess, if you're North. I think it's time to, maybe for the rest of this half, just throw that one out. It's not working.
Yeah, come up with something else. Well, they're going to try and do that, actually. Got the smokes down towards Arch, towards Library. A little bit of a counter flash coming out there for Side. We'll just try and buy time, and they needed time as well. They actually need that grenade to do a lot more. RPK gets a very critical kill down at the low ground, but he's going to get overrun, and the smokes just make it very hard for that AWP to get put into play. Apex has shown up just in time, and it is still a 2-on-3, and challenging Saiwu long range does not work out well for Kiebu at all. It's all on Gade here. 1 versus 3, and they're going to wrap around. Actually running through the fire. What a play. He likes him, and that should be enough. That's really bold. All right.
You like that?
Yeah. It's the aggression.
He even lifted his mic up so he didn't yell into his teammates' earphones. That's legit.
Yeah, it's the little things, isn't it?
You said the smoke blocks off Zaiwu. He still got a kill through that smoke on the rap side.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just popped in, took a shot, and found one.
Well, I mean, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, I guess what can you do?
Theoretically, it blocks him off.
In theory, it worked.
Yeah.
Apex 13-3, Zaiwu 12-6. It's Yugi leading the way on the north side of things at 10 kills, 4 each for Valda and Gade.
Yeah, and this is really working out well. I like the variation from North, and I like the fact that they were so quick to wrap around. I think that was actually a pretty good round. Like, I don't even want to try and criticize it too much, but some great kills coming out. Saiwu and Apex also showing up just in time, and even RPK getting that 1 kill down at quad before he goes down. That's pretty critical. That even bought some time. So all the little pieces came together that round for the CT side. Bit more defensive over on the A side this time, but then almost to sort of make up for that, now they're being aggressive over at Banana.
Well, you can see it's cool setups as Zaiwu. Well, that nade actually tags AZ blind as Zaiwu misses the shot entirely. Perfect utility for North. It's going to give them a nice opening. 5-on-4. We'll see what they can do with it. That's a big part of this defense out of the fight. AZ wants to apply a bit more pressure. There's a smoke towards CT spawn. Hasn't caused any rotations from the A bomb site. Now they're starting to cheat over, but the attack is going to be here. That opens up the opportunity for Kirby. He picks off NBK, lurks the rotation, and now here's the full attack. Gade rolling in, and RPK can't handle it. Well done from North. A bomb site is theirs, and the round should be theirs, especially as Alex goes down.
Wow, that was a completely different flavor, wasn't it? Like that, some of the rounds we've seen out of North so far seem so orchestrated, like they were really trying to set up, like, all of the executes and everything. This felt much more like they were playing on instinct. Like, we get the kill on side, okay, what can we do now? Maybe they're rotating out of A, let's try and pick somebody off. It's looked a little bit more fluid in some sense.
Well, you can throw it back to the round we discussed where they had 2 players at top mid looking like they wanted to do a B split, and those players did absolutely nothing to force any movement out of the defense. This time, AZ with that opening kill, actually they throw utility at the B bomb site. They throw a Molotov, a smoke into the spawn cross, and that starts to make the A defenders feel a little bit nervous as their teammates are calling out the information, and that's when Kirby pounces, right when they just start to cheat and get that extra step for the rotation. That one is nicely done from North. 5-8. It should, I would imagine it's going to be another buy for Vitality. RPK's at 1,400, but everyone else has plenty of cash.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they're so far ahead, Vitality, but it's them that have been actually struggling with the economy in spite of being 8-5 now.
Yes.
So kind of an odd game in that sense. But ultimately, I think 8 rounds is still very respectable CT side Inferno, and I think North are probably thinking right now, let's just try and let's get the last 2, let's make this a pretty even first half and see what happens.
They've got a chance. This round almost feels like somewhat of a twofer. There's no money left for Vitality, so if North can knock them out here and knock that economy down very, very low, they'll have that final round against mostly pistols, which would just be lovely. Fire in the choke points all across the map, down mid, down banana. And now deep control for Vitality, but they give it up once ZywOo's in position. This will allow them to put 4 defenders over at the A-bomb site, and obviously, if you're Vitality, you've got all the faith in the world in ZywOo.
Yeah, you can't really criticize them for that at the moment. Last time he was flashed a bit. This time he's in a position where that's going to be slightly more difficult. They're actually falling back. Yeah, he's probably going to try and give up most of that. They're all right in front of him. This could get very interesting.
He's got no nades after this. Oh, and he's going to get aggressive, trying to find one. Yugi's at the other angle, but ZywOo's too fast, and he gets away. And no one from North wants to turn that corner. Not knowing if there's going to be a second player, and also ZywOo very fast to recover between shots.
Even getting back around the corner can be tricky for that position there. Flashbang again will take him down. That was easy, just like last time. And that's going to be a great kill to get him revenge. Over at the A apartments, though, there's actually still a player lurking around. That's Kirby. He's been playing that position a number of times and might even just be calling it in, saying, listen, I'm here and I'm looking, and doesn't seem to be that many people running around. Maybe we could do this. There's a pistol on the side on RPK. Flashbang to come through the smoke, and Kirby with a big opening. Alex takes him down, but still, that could have created enough. They know that the pit probably is going to be clear by now. Close range with the P250. RPK taking 1 and almost a second. It's so close. 19 on the clock, and they're going to get the bomb plant down, sure. And Gade coming out of the graveyard to take down Alex is really big news, and now they know exactly where he is.
Oh, and Valda can just sit here. Doesn't have to peek whatsoever. Apex just missed the opportunity. How aggressive does he want to get? I don't know if there's a reason to save this. It would be the only real weapon you have in the next round. He's going to go for it. Wants to jump onto the cart, but there's the peek from Gade. Doesn't even get a chance to do anything. 8-6, and that's the big round for North. Despite some of the struggles now, they're in a position to have a very good first half of getting 7 rounds on their T side.
And it really feels to me like some of these rounds that are slightly more improvised, or where they can actually sort of make calls and don't just commit to any one thing for North, are working out a little bit better.
I have to imagine in one of those timeouts that North called, they just said, guys, everyone needs to be playing a little bit better individually, not in the sense of their aim or anything like that, but just in terms of their decision. Like, don't be afraid to kind of make something happen on the map. The first, few rounds of their T side seemed like they were waiting for someone from Vitality to do something that they could respond to, and now they're actually trying to make plays happen. They're the ones kind of setting the tone of how the map is going to be used.
Yeah, I really feel like it seems to be a mental change anyway for them at the moment. Gade very forward. You talked about making individual plays, and he was set up there, actually. It should have been working out great, but RPK takes 2 with the Deagle. He hasn't reloaded yet, and he's going to try with the last bullet. Valve now coming for him, but he's going to go down as well. A triple kill on RPK, and they're going to win the round almost impossibly at the end here. 9-6 in favor of Vitality. I don't know what just happened.
That's a frustrating end of the first half for North, but I think they still got to be pleased with their 6 rounds despite everything. That economic control helping them out in a big way. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of Vitality versus North.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's North versus Vitality here for the first day of the Legends stage. We have got a pretty great game going on right now. Vitality with a great CT first half, I would say, on Inferno. 9 to the board on them, and then 6 for North. I think they had a lot more opportunities, but I don't know. It was a strange first half in some ways.
Well, you mentioned it. The economy control that North had, even in losing a lot of that first half, was wild. But you're right. They did have a few opportunities. Obviously, that last one's going to hurt just a bit. That should have been an easier time to get to 7. But here we sit, and they get to be on the defense and, quote-unquote, the easier side of things. Well, look, North wants to be aggressive down mid as well. But all they see at the moment is Gade with that deep peek. But here comes the push up alternate mid.
Oh, I think that was going to be an apartments rush for Vitality. I would have loved to have seen that. But otherwise, they're going to be fighting in middle instead. And Yugi hitting some great headshots. They know where Apex is. You see he had a smoke and a flashbang. I think he was going to set them up for middle, and they just never got a chance to do it. North shutting that down. Everybody else from Vitality were in second mid, so I think they're going to try and get up there. And then, I mean, I like that. I love that play, but it just got completely crushed before they even got close to it.
Well, the funny thing is that's often the counter for mid-push, is either you go halls or you just kind of wrap around and you're able to take them out. I think it's big kills from Gade and that pistol round to hold them back. He got that first kill towards alt mid so that those players who actually push down are safe for a bit longer and can, you know, have more time to react to the situation. ZywOo with the AK-47, the hero buy from RPK. The tank passes over the AK.
Yeah, listen, just get him equipped, get him the armor, get him all the legendary weapons and whatever else is going on.
Legendary weapons? What game have you been playing recently?
I don't know. Isn't everyone playing World of Warcraft now? I don't know. Just an attempt to be cool, you know, for the kids.
Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah. Listen, I played WoW Classic. I just don't remember any of it, but it's been too long.
I've stayed away from that game. Stayed away from it. Yugi on rap side with the UMP and Gade as well. There's the AK-47. There's the contact. Fortunately, ZywOo is the only armor, so there's no one you can really pass that AK off to. Alex has it now, but getting tagged is really going to ruin things for him.
Yeah, that's one of the big risks, isn't it? Getting shot in the leg with that AK now, and it's going to be an issue. Close range here, and Alex, actually, that's a huge opening. If only they had some grenades, they could do a lot more to Valde. He's going to peek right into them, and this is working out beautifully at the moment. I think...
And MBK just got a kill on the rotator as well. He was biding his time over in halls, so they have control of both bomb sites. And at this point, send ZywOo, just have him go find someone. Just like charge him into the B bomb site, see if he's there. Why not? They're going to fall back and take it slow up towards A, which is going to give Yugi a little bit of time if he stays aggressive to maybe recover this scenario. Easy kill on ZywOo and rotate over. You have unarmored players, a couple of them pretty low HP.
Yeah, that might be the only way to really get this back, but...
Might also be a dream.
Well, once the bomb goes down, right, that's the problem. Then then
it's over now, yeah.
The time that he has to spend even fighting people is just going to be way too much. Wow. So, I don't know, there have been a number of rounds where I felt like... I mean, that round in the first half where Vitality ended up winning with the pistols early on, I think that was one of the critical ones. This one
is a critical one as well.
Yeah, that's really going to make a big difference for the outcome.
That AK-47 did everything. ZywOo gets the opening kill up mid, passes it off to Alex, who gets the, I guess it would be an entry towards the base of Banana. And even though Valde gets a trade kill, they now know where he is, and he's stuck. He can't get out of that position. So it just like everything that possibly could have gone wrong for North in that round did go wrong. They don't get to build any momentum on defense.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this as a fellow bald guy, and, you know,
Go on.
I am bald, so it's okay that I can say it, but if we get a magic marker and put a barcode on the back of that coach's head, he could be Hitman.
He could be, that's true.
I think that could be his thing.
Yeah, is it, would it be like a barcode today? Maybe it could be like a QR code for his social media, people can scan
like
it?
the next-gen Hitman.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's pretty sweet. I like that. That's like futuristic Hitman.
Although saying that, QR codes never really caught on, did they?
Not as much as I think people were hoping for.
You know, it was meant to be more cool, but then it was like all you could really do is get sent to a website, and it's like, great.
I remember when they started coming out, and like, you know, they were all over the place, and I remember just like one day just noticing them being like, what the hell are these things? I didn't even really know what like a QR code was when they first came out.
I remember some of the hype about it. People were like, you can scan this QR code and get information, and then all it does on your phone is like send to a website. Like, why not just type the website URL?
Yeah,
that's probably quicker.
I also have Google.
Yeah, I can get there, you know. I don't need to launch any apps or anything. Anyway, maybe there could be like a version 2 of that.
Maybe there's going to be a resurgence when he puts it on the back of his head. 10-7 in the favor of the French side. much more aggressive. 3 players just going to start marching up middle. It is full investment for North. They've got 2 players directly to the right of mid and quad. There's the shoulder. The MAC-10 gets the dink. Yugi is solo, 3 HP. And that aggression, you could see Vitality wanted the extra space. They don't really want to mess with it now that they see there was some kind of defense mounted there. They don't want to walk into that stack, so they just back away.
See what happens over at the B side. Smoke is down. AZ and Valor are holding it, and they actually have a fair few grenades. They have 1 more smoke. They have a couple of HEs, a lot of flashbangs. Could maybe be that they could mount a defense here if they get the timing down on those grenades. I think that's really going to be the key moment here. And Yugi going down that's bad news because they have a minute left. Vitality. They could spend some time investigating here.
It's really good play and really great awareness from NBK as well. I mean, you know once you get the dink that there's an investment of some kind. There's head armor on the field, so you know North looking for that information and getting punished by it. NBK just perfectly positioned to not only deny information, but get the advantage. And now the bomb going down at B, and this round is essentially over. Kirby,
wow.
Down mid. That's a nice nade. That's actually stopped the plant.
They double naded him. That was so beautiful. 1 from each side. I can't believe it. I don't think it's going to win them the round, but you just like to see some of those things, you know? There are probably a lot of bomb sites in this game where those kind of things are possible and nobody's just ever really bothered to investigate it because, you know, it takes time and all the rest of it, but that actually is a lot of fun. Again, all they get is Alex, but still.
Well, you never know. What if they can pull that off if there's, you know, low time on the clock as well? Obviously, we've discussed that a few times. 11 to 7 now.
I mean, the most likely one I've always thought is the B bomb site on overpass. Because you can just stand behind the wall and throw grenades onto the bomb site, and people usually only really plan on, you know, in that default spot most of the time. So.
Well, it's not too often I feel that like there's defenders at overpass B bomb site who still have nades left in those positions, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean that's true. You
it's
sort of
obviously
have to.
Very situational.
It is, but someone should do it for our sake more than theirs.
Yeah. Well, we've been saying that about like Runbu Zeus for a while now.
I've tried, not my best, but I've tried a bit to make that a thing. Maybe we need to enact it, like maybe
do it ourselves.
Yeah, maybe we make like a fake video where it works and people believe it.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think either of us have the skills to pull that move off.
We can just do 100 record. We can keep doing it. Like some of those trick throw videos. I like this. This is great. They have built a tiny little tower here towards the arch side. So a tower of Danish people.
Not anyone's favorite tower.
Maybe like a little Lego thing. That's Danish. You know.
Legos are cool, man. That might be your best gift to society.
We did do a good job with that.
As a country, I think that is your real shining moment.
Yeah.
And it's all downhill from there. Like you can't top Legos in any way.
No, but they can be reinvented a lot. Like every time a new Disney movie or Marvel movie or whatever comes out, there's like a Lego thing to go with it.
Yep.
Maybe there could be Counter-Strike Legos. How cool would that be? You could build all the maps. You have the team jerseys on there. Somebody call Lego right now and just say like, I need like Vitality and North Legos.
You're Danish. I think you're the man for the job.
Yeah.
Not to add more to your plate. I know, busy guy.
I'll happily do it. I think it's a good idea. Could I have little bald Legos for you, Moses?
I think they're all bald.
Yeah, they are. No, you can get a little hat. You can get a little hair.
They're like hair painted. Oh yeah, they do stick on top of the head as well.
But then you could get like twist hair. You could get like all the different players' hair. It's all brand strategy I'm coming up with. When is someone paying me for this Lego?
And you know that Lego already has like Dragon Ball Z Legos, so they did for sure already have twist hair.
Yeah, they don't have to do new mold for that.
They just grab the Super Saiyan stuff and just repaint it or something.
And they have like there are little Lego guns that they can hold already, so they just need to like do all the different ones, different skins and everything.
Okay. I think you're onto something.
Yeah, this could really work out really well.
Well, chance for Apex to pad his stats. North gonna go for this, and actually they could have ended up just feeding free bonus money over to Apex and gonna give him a little bit more. They're all gonna go up with the bomb, so yeah.
Which is preferable, even though it's counterintuitive, but you want that.
You do want that.
Well, 12 to 7. I don't know. I'm so confused because in my mind I keep thinking Vitality are just so far ahead. But I mean, this is a game you can come back from if you're North. I feel like Vitality have been playing better and making better choices, and just all individually seem to be playing better. So I don't know. If I wasn't looking at the score, I would say Vitality should be winning even more.
I just feel like there's been like 3 really critical, maybe like 2 heartbreak rounds, but like 3 really influential rounds, and it feels like North has lost pretty much all of them.
Yes, that's another good point, isn't it? They are going to run right for the smoke. What a bold strategy here from the T side, just rushing right through, and you can tell it's caught North completely off guard. I don't think there's any head armor there on AZ, so that MAC-10 going to take care of him. This was their big round, and it just absolutely got stolen from them.
We just talked. I mean, the influential rounds. This was a massive one for North. The first time they've really had like a solid M4 buy, and it's not going to pan out.
That's so outrageous. That smoke that goes up at the top of Banana, they just say, we don't even care. We're just going to flash our way through and keep running.
I think they were sitting in a boot camp and they were like, what happens if we combine the French crazy rush aggression with like the Vega Squadron MAC-10 tactic? Like, what if we do some kind of just crazy combo strategy?
It's like, what are the craziest combinations we can find like that?
All things considered, this they're taking a lot of weapons away from Vitality. I think at the scoreline of 13-7, that doesn't really feel good. But obviously, taking those weapons away, like every little bit is going to count if you want to make this comeback happen. But for North, the question is, like, they have to take that first step at some point. They've now lost 4 in a row after winning the pistol in this second half, and it feels like they're just going to fizzle out. So we talked about it right in the beginning of this game. The rough first week that Vitality had in the previous stage, like, all that matters is getting here, because this looks like a different team than the one we saw drop some head-scratching matches last week.
It does, and North, on the other hand, have taken, I mean, maybe not the opposite step, but a little bit of a step back from what we maybe were expecting. And Apex is yelling, which I'm personally a huge fan of, and he should be yelling. He's top of the scoreboard with 16 and 7s. Also, yeah, so why not? Why not just keep yelling at them? Not as crazily as we've seen in the past. I want that level of Apex yelling.
Well, Apex is a pretty experienced player. He's been in, what, 2 or 3 major finals?
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, this is just another day in the park for him.
But he's like one of the most memeable people that we have in the scene, easily.
Yeah, he really is.
Which is great. I consider that like a huge thing, huge plus. You should hire him for your team if you can, just for that reason.
Right. Like, when he eventually decides to retire, just be like, no, we just want you there so we can take pictures of your reactions.
Yeah, just keep...
Don't even have to get kills, but we can get some social media engagement on that.
Official meme generator.
It's a new role for the team.
So it's going to be a thing in the future, like social media influencer is already a thing. You know, I'm trying to be one all the time myself, but...
How's that going for you? Pretty good?
I don't know. I mean... You know, my Instagram skills are really terrible, but...
they are pretty god-awful.
I do go to the gym, but I think I need to like more squad pictures, you know? Like, you know...
Yeah, get that booty out there.
I think that's where it's at, like some spandex, something like that.
Okay, it's gone off the rails. None of that.
We're in Berlin, so...
13-7 is the score line, and North is running out of nades. They've got 3 pistols on the board. It's Caribbean and Yugi with the M4s. They mostly... are playing, you know, an economic decision of keeping as much money in the bank while still having a buy that can cause some damage or maybe create some magic for him in this round. But Vitality have controlled the map. They have 3 or 4 players pushed up mid. 2 have fallen off now, but they have kind of a little bit of information about brackets. They have 2 players in Banana right now, so they know there's no aggression. 35 seconds on the clock. They really want to punish any information play, and it looks like Gade is right on the verge of starting to move forward for that information. Woo, he's going to find it. That's got to be frustrating. There's the boost. Good kill for Kirby, but the B bomb site is the main point of attack.
Ooh, and MBK trying to play this one smart. He's actually going to go for the kill anyway. That's so huge. No, they really can't. They're committed to the site, and they're going to run into a big stack over here. Valda with 2 big kills, and Yugi, that's the bomb. 10 seconds. The round is already won at this point, so I don't know. That is a hard way to lose a round. North have had a few of these on their own, but now finally it's Vitality on the receiving end. They had the A bomb site cleared out. They knew that, but they couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, by the time MBK gets that second kill and has the information, there's only 17 seconds left. And we saw, what, it was 19 seconds when North tried to make that run happen?
No, I think it takes 19. I think they had 17, okay. Yeah. I'm doing this from memory, but yeah, I think that's what I used to check all the times from every bomb site, you know. Because that was, I don't know.
You can't do it anymore,
It became a hobby. No. It's shocking, right? Obviously, Bardolph has the whole drawing on the minimap thing, which I appreciate. I think that's a guy, I'm with him on that cause. I think that's a good cause. The drawing the time on the minimap thing was even a feature they added on my request, and now they've taken it away from me again. I'm upset about that.
We've added this for Anders. We've had it in here for like 2 years, and God, is it stupid. We'll just take it out.
Yeah, just leaving it. I had a bunch of different ones for that reason. Like.
You had the nade trajectory as well, right?
The nade trajectory with holding an alt, you know, all that stuff. But it's fine, you know.
Definitely not bitter. Definitely not bitter. Three
Is
players.
it showing more? I was trying to...
Oh, 4 players at B for North on this defense. 3 players attacking from Vitality, but it's not a full commitment. They want to throw their own nades to force back anyone in that choke point and then just sink back behind the smokes.
I mean, those 3 nades, it's not uncommon that people hang around there. That would have been a devastating start for North if they just got someone blown up. But they're going to be fine for the minute. And economy's, I mean, apart from the fact that NBK is really rich, it's kind of even across the board here.
Yeah, he is. Speaking of which, over in Boiler, we saw ZywOo get a kill here earlier, or in the previous round. He's got to be careful. He's going to give it up. No teammate aggressive to back him up. And actually a rotation towards CT spawn. It looks like Gade and Valda are communicating and not really entirely sure what's happening or where they want to position themselves. Both of them were kind of lost in CT spawn for a few seconds, and that's a kill that cannot happen. That cannot go out to Vitality. 5 on 4 now. Valda still committed to that B bomb site.
Yeah, big risk trying to go for that forward play. You could see the upside of it if he does get the kill, but now instead ZywOo's infiltrated the CT spawn and Valda goes down. And both bomb sites are weak. I mean, the A1's slightly stronger, but they're going to be wrapping back around to the other side. AC's going to be there with an M4, the only one there, and I was going to say he would have to go on a bit of a hero run to try and save it. Not going to be possible.
They do that with such little manpower, cut the map in half. Look at the position as well. Even if those kills all don't come out towards the B bomb site, Apex is just waiting over in small pit. And he's just like, if anyone's going to try and rotate to help, you know, the defender at that B bomb site, that's a free kill for me. He's got one here, and this is where all the weapons get taken away. Yeah. Nice shot from Apex.
They even delayed the bomb plant. They waited to get everyone to the A side so that they could hunt the remaining Danes down. That's actually, you know, deliciously cruel, isn't it? You appreciate that level of
viciousness.
Just go for it, you know.
Yeah,
so we could just plant right away, but actually, let's make sure we're all in position.
Yeah, it's smart play from the French side. 14-day. We've seen a lot of smart play out of them in this map so far. They've won 5 of the 7 rounds so far in this second half, and North have not been able to string 2 together. Starting to feel like this comeback is less and less likely. This round, very little investment from North. They're kind of, you know, just playing that game. Let Vitality get towards 15, see if you could make anything happen, but we need to have a strong buy for that final round. So we're going to save it up here.
A beautiful grenade in the middle to begin with. So that did actually do a lot of damage across 3 or 4 players there. Maybe that could be enough to do something. Shot on Apex. Could not get the kill, but still was worth the attempt.
Vitality has done a much better job on their T side of denying information from players in these advanced positions. You remember Vitality on the CT side, you know, NBK was allowed to be in window and clear out alt mid. Whenever North has had someone in those halls or in that window or coming down boiler, they've always had someone in position, someone peeking mid. There's always been someone from Vitality to deny that and find the kill. Nice shot from Gade, but he can't get anything else. That's a difficult follow-up side. Who's alone with a bomb, though? That actually is huge, because Valda's got an AWP now, but he's punished immediately. And the danger has passed. Vitality in a 3-on-1 against AZ, who's coming up mid from Banana. And Vitality should have 7 chances to close this map out.
Yeah, that seems like a lot right now. A moment of slight worry in this round. Maybe, I agree that there could have been a turnaround, but ultimately, Vitality pretty quick to solve that problem. Alex with a double kill. Bit of a rough first half for him, and I think for MBK too. I guess that's fine. They've sort of caught up anyway. They're not that far behind really. So 15-8.
And you're also you're up 15-8 as well. So even if you have a bad score at this point, it's whatever. AK-47 for AZ, that's actually pretty nice to get away with considering their money. They're going to need everything they can possibly get in this next round.
There's some great war cries coming out on the Vitality side. Maybe it's them, maybe it's someone from some of the, I don't know, organization watching, some of the crew there.
Yeah.
Could be. Someone's yelling.
Someone's doing some yelling. Well, here goes. Last chance saloon for North. Have to win 7 in a row to force overtime. They have the AWP on Yugi. And they have full rifles around it as well, and a decent amount of utility, a healthy amount of utility with a kit on Volda. Oh, here's 2 MAC-10s though. Picked up by a very rich Vitality team, and they're just going to get aggressive towards Banner. They want to go for it again. Apex, he's the first one. This time it's AZ and Gade. With the help of a flashbang, they get 2 kills. It's a 4-on-3, 4-on-2 make that with the utility follow-up.
I mean, I like the aggression, but yeah, that really got shut down hard. What a great defense for AZ. They did have 3 people who had no head armor, so actually those MAC-10s rushing up Banana like that could have been absolutely devastating, but instead, they do kind of get shut down. Alex unable to win that one, and that will be the first of 7.
And that probably couldn't have gone much better for North if that's the round that you want to start your comeback. They keep 4 players alive. They have the weapon, so they don't have to rebuy, so they get to build up some money as well. Still going to be very grindy. Still going to be very, very difficult. And a bold call from Vital. If I'm honest, like when you're up 15-8 to buy 2 MAC-10s like that, that's a bit aggressive.
Yeah, you think so? Maybe.
I think you just play it pretty standard. You've won all the rounds with your AKs as well, right?
Yeah, you don't want to take any risks.
That's like some kind of like almost like a StarCraft level cheese play to finish off the map. Ooh, standing in the flames. AZ actually almost gets Apex. They got to back away. There goes Yugi. And again, it's in holes.
Yeah. MBK up there, doing a really good job. I always thought MBK would do a good job as like an assassin kind of look, even with the hair. Like I always felt like he could play like a.
What are you trying to say? Like bald people can be assassins?
Weren't you making that point earlier? That's what I took away from that conversation. I'm just saying, like you know that French movie like Leon or whatever. Like I think you know.
Leon the Professional.
Yeah, I think he could play him. I think.
Okay.
Like maybe we need to get him like. I don't know, a little bit more fit, but still, I think, you know.
He's got to go to those Anders Bloom gym sessions.
He was there today, man. He's doing it.
Nice. Well, double push into halls. It's North the equalizer, but it's traded right back. Again, every aggressive play. Every time North wants to push forward as a defensive unit or get some information or get a new positioning close up to the attack, it's always put away. Aldo's going to have to help out from long range. He's in the library. There's the drop in. A double kill for Careby. Nicely done from him. And that should actually put a stop to this round, but ZywOo with the kill.
That worked out so much better for Careby than I was expecting, and it just still might not be enough here. AZ, he sees the bomb, and he takes the face right off of Apex, and now it's ZywOo on the other side. And AZ waiting for that smoke to disappear. He's hearing the bomb on the other side, and he still just has to respect it. ZywOo right there, and he's going to take him down for a 16-9 victory. Vitality absolutely excited for that one, and they should be dropping North here at the opening day of the Legend stage here at the Berlin Major. That was, I don't know, that was a much, much better Vitality. I'm excited to see that.
You really are, especially considering last week all the conversation about some of the maps they dropped there and how they looked a little bit flat. It's not the case today. I mean, I even remember when I got in yesterday seeing Apex at the line in the hotel, and even he was just looking at me like, wow, that first stage was a real doozy. He didn't look really all that happy that they even made it through just because they didn't play well, but he's certainly going to be happy after this one.
Yeah, you have to really respect that. Ultimately, they really were like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 rounds that I think North could have probably swung in their favor, and that might have made a bit of a difference. But I just feel like when it is that many rounds, you start to say, well, you know, you can't. I mean, if it's that consistent, then you should be winning some of them at least.
I think that's the big problem with North, though, is like that's why people can't really have a whole lot of confidence in them, is because they are one of those teams. Like we've seen different teams throughout time. Remember, Liquid used to be like this as well. Astralis, obviously.
Yeah.
That there's just like there's too many backbreaking rounds throughout the entirety of a game.
Yeah.
And they lost like 2 of them in the first half, maybe 3. And just every time there was an influential, like high pressure round that could net you such a big advantage, they seem to drop it, which is kind of sad, unless you're French.
Unless you're French.
Unless you're French.
Or a little bit British. I mean, we can't.
Shout out Alex, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's really done a lot for that. I'm hoping that there's going to be like a wave of British people afterwards that want to follow that.
There's so many players I feel like that have like come out of nowhere to like have these really good, like you think, you know, Nitro, another one of the players, obviously that's been a little bit longer lasting, but players that you wouldn't expect to like take up the end game leading mantle, and somehow they're just like good at it. And Alex is one of those people as well where it's just like, oh my God, like NBK was trying this, but Alex is way better. Let's do that.
Yeah, it's been really cool to watch. Yeah, so I think that's going to be a great addition to the Major. I'm happy that they're playing better Vitality because that was making me a little bit sad, actually. So,
was it making you nervous before you got here?
Yeah, it was, because I have my hopes pinned on them making it a little bit further into this tournament. I really want to see them up there.
You haven't gone top 8?
Yeah, I do.
Have any pick'ems and all that? I can't remember if I do.
I just... Listen, my life's a mess, Moses.
Should we move on from that topic of discussion?
Definitely. Well,
thankfully, we've got Sue down with the winners with Vitality.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Alex. I know that during that Challenger stage, it was a little bit of a shaky performance from Vitality back then, but not this time around.
Yeah, it's much better. Really happy with the performance from the whole team. A real team effort from like the staff preparing the match. Everyone played really well. Everyone did their job, so it was great.
The last time you played North on Inferno was at the ECS Season 7 finals, and back then they took you guys down. But this time, what went differently?
I think back then, I mean, it was a long time ago, so I can't really remember what happened. But like the main difference between today and last stage was like, yeah, just the whole team was doing what they were supposed to do. Everyone was listening to both me and Nathan in game leading. Everyone listened to the coach's brief, and we just knew what we had to do, and it worked.
I know you are in-game leading on the T side, whereas Nathan is doing it on the CT side. So that was a recent change, and how has that transition been going for you?
It's been going good, I think. I still use a lot of what Nathan brought because it's been a very recent change, like 2 weeks ago. But I'm bringing in my new stuff, and it seems to be working well, so yeah.
When I talked to Nathan just a few days ago, he was mentioning that there's a lot to work on with the team. There seems to be a little bit of a frustration. He said he almost felt like you guys just needed to talk things out. But today, I mean, with how good you guys looked, were all of those issues resolved?
We're just playing well as a team. That's all. The difference is there's a massive difference, as you can all see, and that's the vitality that we love and everyone loves. So hopefully it can continue.
Hopefully it continues indeed. Congratulations once again, guys, and don't go anywhere. When we come back from this break, it'll be Kerrigan taking on his former teammates in Mouse Sports versus FaZe.
Change of range.
Worry about game, not about bet. Insure your bet with Heart Code. GG Bet with gamers in heart.
Predict the outcome, win the game. Get live coverage and schedules for your favorite tournaments. Analyze, predict, and vote to gain points. Compete with other esports fans and climb the leaderboards. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.
North handed their first loss in the major in the new Legends stage as they start off 0-1 against the team Vitality. That was really slow to get things going last week. Maybe a sign of things to come. Maybe some pressure off their shoulders early, and that might make a difference. We'll talk with Chad and Thorin to find out because, guys, 16-9 was close, but each team won a pistol. I think the difference maker was that North did not convert the CT side pistol.
Yeah, definitely so. And that round there is kind of where it all went wrong, right? They drop Zawu and AK. He goes up mid, he gets the opening kill. And that's basically it. They're able to snowball the round from that point because all the other players on that North team only have SMGs. And from there, North really struggled to get back into the game. They lost control of the economy. If you just looked at the first half, I thought that was a really close game.
Just look at the kills. Like normally, I mean, as we referenced that tweet earlier before the game, Zero has to carry the whole team, and then what you do is you don't even worry about it. You just say, just play your roles. If you play your roles, we can win. This is a map that's actually a little bit shaky for them. If you have 3 out of the top 5 people on the map are Vitality players in terms of kills, you're going to have a much better performance than you normally see from Vitality on the map.
And I was going to say, Apex, as we see him on screen, was super loud, yelling probably more than anyone else in the stadium arena, but was also one of the players that was a key component.
Well, I would say that he was man of the match there, and not only because of the kills that you're seeing on your screen right now, but he's brought the fire this week, right? You just heard Jason and Anders as they were closing out the cast.
What is that?
They were just saying, you know, that they're pretty deflated with the way that they got to this point. And of course they should be. One of the things that we talked about on the desk when we were wrapping it up was that should all be behind them now. And we want to see the Vitality that we know and love. And Apex is an integral part of that. So we need him getting loud. We need him firing on all cylinders. And you can see what that does for the rest of the team. Sure, you know, MBK, Alex, and RPK didn't have to do too much work, but they were doing their jobs, right? They were doing their jobs.
Yeah, and as you say, I think you could just have a highlight package, which we pretty much did, of Apex's emotion, and that's a big part of it. It's good to see positive emotion, because we were kind of brainstorming internally about who could NBK possibly be talking about on that team being an issue, and given how, you know, outspoken he is, we thought Apex might be. So positive energy is good energy, 22 kills, and I think the CT side was phenomenal in the B side. I think North a few times didn't have a plan. We saw the highlight from when he was on Coffin. They threw the wall of smoke. You normally want to try and take ruins or at least tree at that point, and they didn't do anything. They just locked themselves at water.
This is one of the problems. Like, even though North had that spectacular first stage to the major, one of the reasons I actually didn't pick them to get out is because I thought they just navigated the lesser teams better than a lot of the top teams, actually. If you look at North, generally, they take care of the tier 2 and the tier 3. Problem is, they have got a whole, like, resume of, oh, we had those close games against the top teams, so it's not going to cut it, unfortunately, when you're at this level. This was a very winnable match.
Just with North, we were very critical of their T sides throughout, and this could have been an 8-7 first half from them. They did make a bit of a blunder on the last one.
They also just let it slide at the end of the half. They did that classic thing where they thought they did enough, but you wish you had 2 of those rounds back now.
Yeah, more so because you talk about not converting the pistol. You give yourself a chance. At that point, 9-6, you don't convert the pistol. It goes to 12, 13 rounds. No time to change the momentum. We're going to change our focus, though, because the next game is on your screen. FaZe Clan versus Mouse Sports. Duncan, you said you were a bit disappointed, not in this matchup, but that it didn't come in a best of 3, because we really want to see this rivalry brew, don't we?
Yeah, because remember, a component of Swiss system, at least if you apply it in the standard fashion, is you don't meet the same team again. So it doesn't matter what happens now, you won't be seeing these teams play one of the best of 3s, which is, it doesn't matter which way it is. If it was one to get into the playoffs, that's a pretty cool storyline. Or if it's your Carrigan, you just turn an equal and go. Turns out I can in-game lead a team to the Legends stage. If you're eliminating him, it's even more spicy on either end of the equation right now.
And also with the man on your screen right now, Olaf, he's the only remaining Legend to make
That's a great point.
So if they don't make it through this time,
he might be off after this one.
Well, there's so many things up in the air right now with this team. He's also sitting in the middle. I don't know if that. No, he's not in the middle. I got 1 too early. I can't count, guys. There's 5 players on the team. Yeah, but here's what I am hoping FaZe Clan have done. When their bootcamp reinvented everything, focused on newer maps, and come in with something new. Because look, it's not that FaZe, you know, they weren't the FaZe that we knew and loved from when they were the best team in the world, or when it looked like they could have become that juggernaut. It's just been them kind of limping through results in recent times, and we want to see something fresh out of them, because since Neo's joined, they've gone to more of a attack-based style of Counter-Strike.
Well, speaking of him, he sat down with Banks, so maybe we'll get an indication of what exactly his mindset is coming into this stage.
I've got Neo with me from FaZe Clan, and we're about to enter the new Legends stage. This time, though, you are now on this roster from the previous FaZe one that made it all the way. Just wanted to know how you guys were feeling coming into this off the back of the player break and everything.
I guess the player break was needed for everyone, as the schedule for everyone in this industry is like so tight, and there's so many trips and so busy days. But yeah, we went for a boot camp for almost 2 weeks, I think, before coming here. So that was a necessary thing to do especially after the break. And with a team like ours, pretty new one. I mean, I'm pretty new to the team, so a bootcamp is always welcomed, I would say. So yeah, just tried our best to get back after the break.
Now, did you guys watch much of what we saw on the Challenger stage? Because it was quite the crazy way it all went down. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on the madness of some teams that was expected to do so well, not doing, and then other teams making it.
Yeah, some teams which were favorites were struggling, and some teams... but it's like we've been practicing most of these teams, right? So we knew what these guys are capable of. And it's like the CS is so tight. The competition is like so strong right now. Everyone is just able to beat most of the teams, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's really fun to watch. It's so many ups and downs, and you know, different results people don't expect, and it was definitely a fun week of CS.
Now, your first opponent is going to be Mouse Sports, and you guys have quite the record with them.
Yeah.
You've faced off since the new Mouse Sports have come to be. Twice, they've won both of them, and they've done
That's
it in
right.
2-0s. When it comes to looking at this matchup, do you think you've got enough info now, having played them at previous events and seen what they've done on the previous stage, that you'll be able to handle them?
It's really hard to say. I mean, there is like pros and cons of playing here already for a week, right? From one side, people might know what was your game plan, what you've been playing, which maps were your favorites, for example, or what strats you used. But on the other hand, you got the feeling of playing it, right? Playing in here and knowing how it is. So it's like, it's really hard to say. I think we just had good practice, and we've made progress, and I just hope we're gonna change the result this time and do much better.
Hey, let's see if it does, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Certainly interesting to hear the thoughts of the in-game leader for FaZe. A lot of speculation over if this roster stays intact, stays the same. For the next major, you touched on Olaf as well being the last remaining legend. They start against the man they removed. They start against Kerrigan, who now leads Mouse Sports, and a team, Chris J there as well as sort of the elder statesman, but a team of very young, talented players.
Yeah, and we've seen good things from all three of them. Rops, Frozen, and Woxy, they've all have different qualities, but it's all that they can bring to the game. It's a lot of firepower, and then if Chris J, as that secondary supportive AWPer, finds fire, that is a deadly foursome.
Look at this map pool, because by the way, you're going to look there at Train and go, well, that's the one letdown, isn't it? Go and look who they played on Train, and go and look at their record when they were coming up with this lineup. Actually, basically, Kerrigan has done what he does in every team except the one with all the big egos, which is he gets them the full map pool. And once you have the full map pool, you can go where you want, you can push the opponent around. And obviously, I think a storyline I have coming into this part of the major is, you heard Kenny S. raving about the Mouse Sports vertical map. If they have that map in their back pocket as well, you can shift a lot of vetoes in your favor.
100%. It essentially becomes a 6-map pool to go against you because you force teams to consider taking it out. They can't float it against you anymore. And that has to do with the fact that Kerrigan is very clever, and he puts a lot of time into learning new portions on the game. He sat down with Banks yesterday.
I've got Kerrigan with me from Mouse Sports. They've gone 3-0 here, and they have made it to the new Legends stage. First of all, big congratulations on that. Must feel pretty good, though, the fact that you've done it in the quickest way possible as well, considering what happened to the previous Mouse Sports lineup.
Yeah, I think all in all, there's been a long road for this team. It was one of our main goals for the first 3 months of this team. Make it at least top 16. Obviously, we have been playing really good before the mine, I would say. So obviously, we're coming here and kind of aiming for top 8 now.
Now, you guys are 3-0. You've got a little bit of time now before the next game starts. So what's the plan going forward for here?
Yeah, so today we are just gonna take a day off, kind of. We're gonna look through the games, trying to fix the minor mistakes we did or bigger mistakes as a team, figure out what went wrong in specifically Train, for example, against D2. And then we also have a meeting with sports psychologists. What have people used on the tools? What was tough? What was easier to do? What do we want to do future, like for the next stage? Is there something we need to help you guys with that was hard? So I think that's that plan for today, and the next 2 days we practice 4 to 5 maps and kind of see Berlin, and maybe some people want to go shop.
Good, get a good balance of it all as well. Now, one thing when I was speaking to Regin before, and this was when you guys were qualified for the minors, he was praising that still you are so you like to deep dive into your past games and stuff like that. So for you, when you're looking back at this, is there some things you've already noticed that you're like, okay, I know what I'm going to fix before we get to new legend stage?
Yeah, again, I think it's always tough to fix mistakes during a tournament. You want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable with what they do. If you do major changes during a tournament, like here you shouldn't do that, and so on like this, I think that's really tough to do. I think it's better to sit down and talk about a 3-3 situation. How can we play this better as a team? Why are we not on the same page? What was the reason we did that? So we can kind of like, if you get a situation maybe during the tournament against a better team, that we are able to play it a little better than we did during the first stage. So I'm always rewatching our games, loss or win. I want to figure out how I could have done better, and also why is the reason we lost or win. So we kind of know what we can rely on in the future. And also, it's always good to see if you did a good mid-round call and if you did a bad one. Was it because of a gamble, or was it something that was left open in map control since they gained good information?
All right, well, I'm looking forward to see you guys on new legend stage, man. Well done. See you soon.
A man who leads by theory as much as anything else, very cerebral and honestly, as he says, analytical of their